That's not how I pictured it. Why book-to-film adaptations so often disappoint? Cardiff, Wales. As Hamnet arrives on the big screen, many fans of the book may feel a familiar mix of excitement and trepidation. They may wonder how the film will bring to life Maggie O'Farrell's intimate portrayal of Shakespeare's wife, Agnes, and the loss of their son. There is the thrill of seeing a beloved story imagined on screen. But there is also a quieter fear that the film will not look like the version already playing in our heads. For many of us, novels are not just read. They are seen. We carry their worlds in our mind's eye, which is a phrase borrowed, fittingly, from Hamlet itself. When a film adaptation fails to match those private images, disappointment often follows. This is the moment when a viewer may find themselves thinking, or saying aloud, "That's not how I pictured it." The source of this reaction lies in the cognitive process of reading. For most readers, this involves the creation of images in the mind's eye. We picture scenes, events and characters, however vague or vivid these mental impressions might be. Mental visualization can form part of the pleasure of reading, immersing the reader in the novel. We rarely stop to examine these inner images or even notice that we are forming them. Often, we become aware of them only when they are disrupted and when the images on screen fail to align with what we had imagined. It is precisely this gap between mental and material images that may lead to feelings of dissatisfaction, disappointment and even disorientation. Film adaptations can provoke the "that's not how I pictured it" reaction, but the complaint itself has a much longer history. It stretches back to the pre-cinematic world of the 19th century, as my research shows. At that time, illustrations, the pictures that appeared in books, magazines and newspapers, were increasingly viewed as a threat to readers' mental imagery. The 19th century was the great age of illustration. New printing technology enabled an unprecedented proliferation of images, with texts, from novels to newspapers, adorned with pictures. This expansion brought with it new anxiety about the effects of illustration on readers' mental visualization. When pictures appeared alongside words, as in the case of Charles Dickens's novels, critics worried that they prevented readers from mentally picturing scenes for themselves. Once a reader had seen illustrator George Cruikshank's images of Fagin, it was difficult to imagine the character in any other way. A particular problem arose with works that were first published without illustrations and later republished in illustrated form. By this point, readers had already mentally visualized the characters and scenes for themselves. Many described feelings of displeasure and disturbance when illustrations failed to coincide with what they had imagined. A contemporary reviewer of an illustrated novel in 1843 observed that, for readers who had already visualized a novel's characters, it was very difficult to reconcile themselves to new pictures. Another commented that such illustrations were rarely encountered, without disturbance and discomfort.